I inherit nothing from the Democratic Party.
What do you mean nothing?
I mean, it was bankrupt. It was on the verge of insolvency. Its data was mediocre to poor, non-existent, wrong.
Hillary Clinton addressing just some of the reasons that she was not successful in the recent presidential campaign. We're going to talk a little bit about this and what this informs us about politics in our country ahead. Guy Benson is a political editor of townhall.com and a Fox News contributor. Bernard Whitman is a former Bill Clinton pollster and CEO of Whitman Insight Strategies. A lot from Hillary Clinton just yesterday, but I am curious about looking forward a little bit, about how you think this impacts or will perhaps be instructive for where we are going in American politics as we look further towards the horizon. What do you think, Bernard?
You know, I think that actually the story sort of misses the point. The Democratic Party is interested in rebuilding the party from the ground up, from the grassroots, and that's actually what's happening all across the country. The energy is coming from the resistance. They're mobilized. They're excited. And what these activists are doing is working to rebuild the party at the state level. They're not taking direction from Washington. They're not sort of waiting to sort of see what to do.
Are they taking direction from Hillary Clinton?
Absolutely not. I think that most Americans have no interest in relitigating an election that was run and lost more than 6 months ago.
Maybe not relitigating, Guy, but what can we learn from it about what's to come down the road?
Well, she is relitigating it. She is endlessly and relentlessly relitigating it and blaming everyone on God's green earth other than herself. She says, oh, I take full responsibility, but here's a laundry list of 18,000 other people that I want to blame, aside from the fact that the American people didn't like her, didn't trust her, and didn't want her to be president, even though she spent double what Donald Trump did. And Donald Trump was an unpopular figure. She lost to him, and now she's throwing your party under the bus, Bernard. Barack Obama spent a lot of time building the party, building.
Actually, he didn't.
No, hang on. Building the data. He absolutely did. His campaign had a terrific data operation.
Okay, let me ask you about the data. One of the top data guys came out on Twitter. Appropriate, right? Because it was data. He erased his tweet, but here's what he was talking about yesterday. He was responding to what Hillary Clinton said. All that said, irony of her bashing DNC data. Our models never had Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania looking even close to safe. Her team thought they knew better.
My biggest concern about this whole thing is that, frankly, it feeds into the narrative that Republicans love, which is to fetishize over the Clintons, A, and B, feeds into Donald Trump's greatest distraction, which is talking about the election. I mean, when he was with the Chinese premier, all he did was talk about the election.
Do you feel betrayed by Hillary Clinton?
No, not at all.
Matter?
I think that we need to move on, and I think that we need to understand that this party, Barack Obama had tremendous policy successes, but the party was decimated at the state level. We're sort of down 50% in terms of representation in state legislatures and governorships. We're starting to rebuild that. We're making waves in special elections. The future of the party is going to be rebuilt at the ground level, and we're going to see the results of that in the midterm elections, which are going to be a referendum not on Hillary Clinton, but on Donald Trump.
Well, she might still be talking, which will be interesting to see if it could be a factor. You were nodding when Bernard was saying that.
Bernard, of course, is completely right that President Obama was a disaster for his party at the
I don't know if that's exactly
level.
what you were saying.
No, I mean, it was. It was a disaster at the state level and at the legislative level in Congress. But I understand your point and your frustration saying, oh, these Republicans need to move on. Donald Trump needs to move on. Maybe they'll move on when Hillary Clinton moves on, because she won't stop talking and she won't stop feeding into these narratives, including the Russia collusion story, which she apparently is very invested in.
Well, wait till June 8th when Comey actually unveils what's going on with the Russia collusion story.
That's going to be real quick, Guy. What do you think Republicans should learn from all of this, though?
I think they should learn that power is fleeting, and that when you have an unpopular leader running your party, you have to work very hard to make sure that your bench is strong. And when you fail, own it. Don't blame other people.
Interesting. Guy, Bernard, great to have you both.
Thank you
very much.
Thanks.